वॉइस आजकल और मीडियम योर मैसेज।
Namaste. I too want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I want to thank Jason Clare for those beautiful words. Jason, as Education Minister, is reforming and transforming every part of our education system, from early education through schools right through to TAFE and universities. But I really think that what he is doing for the Hindu school has a special place in his heart. So thank you, Jason. And I dare say that Jason knows, as I know, that this is the first Hindu school, but it will not be the last. I want to acknowledge our High Commissioner and Consul General. It is such an honour to work with you in the Parliamentary Friends of India. We are so lucky to have two such wonderful public servants building the relationship between Australia and India. Thank you for everything that you do. I want to acknowledge a great friend of mine, Samir Pandey, former Mayor of Parramatta, the first Mayor of Parramatta from Indian descent, and a terrific leader in our community. I want to acknowledge the Hindu Council and the HCACC. I want to ask you to give a special round of applause for Sai, who's come here from Darwin today for this event. And to Shiva as well, although I do want to say, when Shiva said, "How should I address you?" I said, "You should address me as Andrew." He added the doctor and the Charlton. Friends, tonight is a celebration. It's a celebration of achievements, but most of all, it's a celebration of what can be achieved when we work together. I have been in Parliament for 3 years, and in that 3 years, some of the proudest achievements, some of the things I'm most pleased to have played a part in and supported are the achievements that we are here today to celebrate. And I love working with the Hindu Council and the Indian community because you are doers. You have a big ambition for this country, a big ambition for this community, and you get out there step by step by step to deliver. The Hindu school and the Karma Kitchen are two of those examples. That's why I was so pleased when the government was re-elected and I got the call to say, Andrew, you've been chair of the Parliamentary Friends of India for the last 3 years. Would you like to be chair of the Parliamentary Friends of India for the next 3 years? I said, do you even have to ask? This is building the relationship between Australia and India, supporting the Indian diaspora has been a great joy and enormously rewarding. On my way here, I was reflecting on the things that we have achieved together just in the last 3 years in this area. And it's a list that fills me with admiration for everybody in this room. It's a list of real achievements, real hard work, volunteers dedicating their time. And two elements of that list have been already mentioned. Of course, the Hindu school, a huge achievement, and I pay tribute to everybody involved in it, and I thank Jason for his support and leadership in delivering it. The Karma Kitchen, of course, that Priyan spoke so eloquently about. Priyan is a great friend of mine, and I look into Priyan's heart and I see generosity and warmth and friendship, and I know that is the spirit of the Karma Kitchen, and that's why we had to support it as a government. But there are many other things that we have achieved together as well. And I do want to note these because it's a big record of achievement that I think everybody in this room should be proud of. In the last 3 years, we finally got official recognition of the Little India precinct in Harris Park as the first Little India in Australia. And I really pay tribute to Samir, to Nitin, who is here, to Parag, to Michael, people who have had this vision for a long time. And it was such a great joy to share in the realization of that vision when Prime Minister Modi came and unveiled the plaque himself at Kudos Arena in an incredibly special moment. That is a highlight. Another highlight is the commitment that we've made to provide $3.5 million to make sure that Harris Park is a centre of South Asian culture, that we have street lights and street furniture that brings to life that area and makes it every bit as special as Little India in New York, or the Golden Mile in Leicester, or Brick Lane in London. And I pay tribute to my friend Harish and many of the business owners in that area who have worked towards that goal. My fourth big achievement that I want to pay tribute to many of you, and this one in particular, I think the credit goes to Sai, is in the recognition this year of Hindu Heritage Month. Now this is an Australian first, and when Sai presented me with this idea, I saw it immediately. What a great opportunity to celebrate Navratri, Dashain, Durga Puja, of course Deepavali, all of these incredible Hindu celebrations in this month. And I said to Sai, we have to be realistic. This is going to take a while to build. Well, it didn't. It caught on like wildfire. In its first year, the Prime Minister recognised Hindu Heritage Month. The opposition leader recognised Hindu Heritage Month. The Minister for Multiculturalism recognised Hindu Heritage Month. And this year, I was talking to our incredible High Commissioner in India, Philip Green, who said that this year in Delhi, the High Commission will celebrate Hindu Heritage Month as an echo of what we do here in Australia. That's number 5 on my list. Number 6 on my list is the support that we've given to Sri Om Care. Now, the South Asian community in Australia has grown very quickly. And like every community, as we go through the journey of life, we get to a point in life where we need extra care. And if we look around in Australia, we are building services for schools, in employment, but there are many people in the South Asian community who think about how will they be cared for in their later years? Will they be able to be cared for in a place that serves masala tea? Will they be able to be spoken to in a language that is familiar? Will they be able to celebrate their festivals and special moments? And by giving $6 million to Sri Om Care, this government recognises the importance of that generation and the importance of ensuring that we care for them in a culturally appropriate way. This is the first commitment of what no doubt will be many. And I thank my friend Jay Raman and my friend Harish, who were instrumental in bringing this to life. I'm continuing going down the achievements list. I also want to thank everybody here from the Murugan Temple. In this election, the government committed $7 million to the Murugan Temple to build a multicultural hall. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Indian community love big events. And so we need more event spaces. And at the Murugan Temple, we are going to be supporting a fantastic new multicultural hall that will host events right across the community, right throughout the year. I think it'll be a terrific community facility, and I really want to congratulate the whole Temple Board for their efforts in putting that together and say how pleased the Albanese government is to be supporting it. And this is support that you've had not just from me, but also from my colleague Chris Bowen, from my colleague Michelle Rowland, from Sally Situ, and many other MPs who've really supported the Tamil community in building the cultural hall at the Murugan Temple. I'm also thrilled to have supported the Jain Temple. We provided $2 million to the Jain Temple in Girraween to acknowledge the growth in that community and the importance of that community in our area. It's fantastic to see the incredibly beautiful building that they are building out of marble with no nails, piece by piece. I was lucky enough for them to give me a small piece of marble that had been chipped off one of the blocks, and I really have it in a place of pride in my office because the craftsmanship, the history, the culture that I feel is imbued in every piece of that building fills me with awe, and the government is thrilled to be able to support it. And finally, I want to acknowledge the Centre for Australia-India Relations. This is a $30 million facility that we've located right here in Parramatta, helping to build cultural and people-to-people links between Australia and India. I acknowledge all the work that CARE has done and all the people who have contributed to CARE. Friends, when you put all these things together, you can see why it is such a joy for me and Jason and the other members of this government to work with this community. Because when we work together, we deliver real achievements. And that record of achievement is something that tonight is an opportunity to reflect on, but tonight is also an opportunity to think forward. What are we going to achieve next? What is our agenda for the future? The Hindu community is growing. Its needs increase. And I want you to know that we're here to support you through every step of that next journey as well. In particular, we need to make sure that we continue to recognise Indian festivals. I want to see Diwali recognised as a holiday in the Australian calendar. Something that is important for all Australians. And secondly, I want to make sure that we work together to stamp out every trace of Hindu phobia that remains in this country. And I acknowledge that in the last 2 weeks there have been difficulties. And I acknowledge that some of the comments that have been made have been hurtful. But I tell you this, sometimes groups are attacked not because they're weak, but because they are strong. And the Indian community is strong. 1 million Australians strong. The highest levels of education in this country of any group. More than 60% of people of Indian descent have bachelor's education or higher. Twice the rate of the rest of the country. Employment participation of 83%, miles above the rest of the country. The Indian community is strong and delivers a huge amount to Australia. That's why it's such a joy for me, for the Albanese Labor government, to work with you to continue to deliver achievement after achievement, to support you in those achievements, to recognise the hard work of every person in this room, every person in the community, dedicating your time, giving your energy to build these things for the future. I think what we are celebrating today, friends, what we're celebrating today isn't the end, it's only the beginning. Thanks very much.
VG Times. Be with the times.